Okay, I'm walking to my house. I know I should be chanting and meditating right now, though, but today's a lazy day, and I asked my guru for forgiveness, and I've been such a rascal. I have a rant about liberals, okay? Liberals. I'm not anti-liberal or pro-conservative or anti-conservative or pro-liberal. But the thing that disturbs me about liberals is their unbiased support for Barack Obama. Now, I voted for Barack Obama, but I thought that he could be persuaded, by the people instead of by the corporate interests and mainly Wall Street and these criminal offshore bank cartels that run this country. This is not a democracy anymore, people. This is a fascist state run by bankers, by criminal banksters. And liberals really support that. Liberals choose to close their eyes to see that. So-called conservatives also close their eyes to see that. They did that under Bush. They thought that when Bush got elected that he would stop nation building, And what did he do? He invaded Afghanistan and Iraq, and he helped overthrow the government of Haiti. And they tried to overthrow Hugo Chavez, and they failed miserably at that. And so, here we go. Round 2, Barack Obama enters. And what does he do? He continues the war in Iraq. And don't even think he's not going to go to war with Iran. They're talking about putting harsh sanctions. For those of you who don't know what sanctions are, those are punitive measurements levied by one government upon another via naval blockades or via banking restrictions or via marketing restrictions or travel restrictions. And they want to go for the gusto, the goal. They want to put a naval blockade on Iran so they cannot refine their gas. Imagine that. This is under the Obama administration, right? And what would a liberal say? A liberal would probably say, oh, well, it's okay. It's just political talk, and, at least he's not as bad as Bush. That's why he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, because at least he's not as bad as Bush. That's why he got the Nobel Peace Prize. But this guy is far from peaceful. He's far from being a so-called communist or so-called socialist. I'm not either one of those, though, but at least a true communist and a true socialist will be for the people. Just like under communist USSR and fascist Germany, and fascist Italy, they claim to be for the people, but where they were really for the banksters. Stalin was funded by international banks. Hitler was funded by, a lot of offshore corporate interests, home based in the United States of America. No, but this is not a democracy anymore, people. And it's cold as hell out here, by the way. But my rant about liberals is that, whenever a so-called liberal, a fake liberal comes into power, they talk about how, the wars and everything, about ending the wars. Obama hijacked the anti-war movement, through Rahm Emanuel, strategically, and well done. They did a good job at that. And now Obama has control of both the wars, and they want to go to war with Iran, and they want to continue the war in Afghanistan by adding more troops. And he's got the Nobel Peace Prize. And liberals will say, oh, yeah, he's doing the right thing, but it's okay to be anti-war in front of Bush. It's really cute to protest Bush and everything, No, but to protest Obama, it's like, oh well, he's our president. We got to stand by him. Y'all should be out in the streets. Every single one of you so-called lefty liberals out there should be out in the street protesting. And just like under Clinton, you fall asleep. You get lulled to sleep by the language of this charismatic, very eloquent and articulate speaker, just like Bill Clinton was, and like these Reaganomics is still going on today. It continued under George Bush 1. It hyper accelerated under Bill Clinton, the liberal favorite, and also it can definitely fast-tracked under George Bush. When they fast-track through unions, and so they can't bargain for better wages and stuff like that by shipping their jobs overseas. And now under Barack Obama, this so-called Fair Trade Act is not going to be passed. He dropped that in the heartbeat, and this health care debate, I'm glad. I thank God for people like Roland Burris and Bernie Sanders that say they will block the idea of forcing people to get health insurance, and because of Joe Lieberman, or whatever you want to call him, Joe Lieberman, threatened to, filibuster the idea of spending Medicaid, or allowing people to buy in from ages 55 to 64, I think it is, and as a result of doing that, Joe Lieberman said, no, I am a pro big pharma lobbyist, and I'm pro corporate health insurance. The United States, the only country in the industrialized world where this can be allowed to happen, Joe Lieberman blocks it, and so therefore the filibuster was successful. And now here comes Roland Burris and say, okay, you want to play that? Well, I'm going to play Chicago-style politics. I'm from Chicago, and if you're going to do that, I'm going to do the same. If you don't come forth with a public option, if you don't come forth with a extended Medicare to the people who are well-deserved it, who go foreclosed upon because they can't afford health insurance, I'm going to block that option since it's not strong enough, and so there you have it. And now Obama's in the middle. So Obama's you're going to see his true colors in a minute, Now he's out there negotiating with these Democrats. We're going to see what's going to happen with that. You know what? I hope, he does the right thing, and I hope he does not do the slight thing. I hope he does the right thing, And, so that's my rant about liberals, okay? And like I said, I'm not anti-liberal or pro-conservative or pro-liberal, anti-conservative, but this is the left-right paradigm, which is very false. So, but if you choose to buy into that, I choose to rant on it. And, for all you out there that love Bill Clinton, NAFTA, GATT, and all these, look where it's, this is Bill Clinton's partial responsibility too. Don't blame it all on Bush. Sure, Obama handled the mess, but he handled the mess from the past 3 presidents before him. George Bush, actually 4. Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton, and George Bush. Now, there's no way they're going to roll back the Reagan tax cuts, and for those of you who support the New World Order, for those of you who support globalization, well, you just might get your gift, The United States is going to become just like Argentina. The dollar has fallen tremendously, and the liberals are not complaining about that. And that's why so many people are buying gold in droves. And that's why so many people are out of work, and homeless. We're going to be just like Argentina or even Haiti or Zimbabwe. Oh, God forbid, And You know, our currency value is going down so much, and there's nothing we can do about it right now. And they're not going to roll back the Reagan tax cuts. And Obama is basically owned by the international offshore corporate banking cartel, banksters. You know, and and he's owned by the Bilderbergs, the Trilateral Commissioners, the CFR, and and the president is nothing but a figurehead. We need a revolution in this country, and it has to happen through you. You have the power. Obama does not have the power. You have the power. You need to get out in the streets, and you need to peacefully protest and against this soon-to-be totalitarian terrorist state. And this is Jonathan Daniels signing off. Peace.